coming up, a 30-year-old investigation is making breakthrough.
And President Donald Trump gave his State of the Union address.
I'll have your weekly weather forecast next on News Channel 12.
Welcome to News Channel 12, live at 1:30. I'm Emily Dismukes.
And I'm Luke Hughes. President Donald Trump delivered his State of the Union address last night, declaring what he called a new golden age for America. The president pointed to economic growth, lower inflation, rising energy production, and stock market gains as signs of progress. He proposed new tax cuts, including eliminating taxes on tips, overtime pay, and Social Security benefits. Immigration was a major focus of the address, with the president claiming sharp declines in illegal border crossings and calling for tougher enforcement measures. He also emphasized increased military strength and foreign policy centered on deterrence. The speech incorporated themes of economic revival, border security, and national strength as key priorities for his administration moving forward.
Kentucky's 6th district is up for grabs. Representative Andy Barr recently announced his plan to run for Senate, replacing longtime Senator and former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Barr has represented the Kentucky 6th district as a member of the Republican Party since 2013. His policies include focusing on fossil fuels and increasing rural developments. His recent decision to run for Senate leaves the district's representative seat open for nominees of the Republican or Democrat Party. The 6th district, which he recently presided over, covers 16 counties with major cities including Lexington, Richmond, Georgetown, and Nicholasville. The district has been trading hands back and forth from the two major political parties since the late 80s, with the percentage of registered Republicans and Democrats both being roughly 44%, and the fact that all upcoming candidates coming from Lexington are Democrats. We could be seeing yet another political shift coming in central Kentucky.
Breaking news, there's something the FBI, Allison Ball covered a breaking news story recently. She'll be on here later to talk.
Reporter Allison Ball recently covered a breaking news story outside this morning.
Apologies,
For 3 decades, Morgan Violi's abduction and murder has haunted Bowling Green. On July 24, 1996, 7-year-old Morgan Violi was abducted from the Colony Apartments in Bowling Green. Her remains were found 3 months later in Robertson County, Tennessee. Today, here at the Bowling Green Police Department, U.S. Attorney Kyle Baumgartner has announced that DNA evidence has led federal prosecutors to charge Robert Scott Froberg for her death.
On July 24th, 1996, 7-year-old Morgan Violi was abducted while she was playing with her sisters and friends at the Colony Apartments off Scottsville Road here in Bowling Green. Witnesses saw a white van a burgundy Chevrolet van driven by a white male abduct Morgan.
Today's charging of Robert Froberg for Morgan's abduction and murder is the culmination of almost 30 years of investigative efforts by numerous agencies and law enforcement personnel in Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Alabama, and Pennsylvania.
Over the years, numerous tips and leads provided hope that this day would eventually come. Today, that hope has become reality. I want to express my sincere appreciation to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, United States Attorney Kyle Baumgartner, and the many dedicated detectives that have worked tirelessly on this case. This outcome is also a testament to the collaborative effort between our community and our partnering law enforcement agencies. Their collective commitment made it possible to finally secure justice for Morgan. To the Viola family, we wish this tragedy had never occurred and that Morgan was still with us today. While nothing can undo the pain that you have endured, we hope this development brings a measure of closure, knowing that the individual responsible for this senseless act will be held accountable.
Hey, Evan, why don't you come over here with us?
Yeah.
Hey, so it looks like there's going to be some interesting things going on with weather coming up as we come into our area. It looks like it'll be pretty sunny for the first start of our area and then pretty much kind of cooling off as we move into the beginning of the week. How's that feel for you?
Oh, I'm so tired of this cold weather.
I am too.
Are we going to get to see warmer temperatures soon?
Well, by the way it's looking, it looks like it could be getting a little bit better for us. As we come into our forecast, current conditions in Bowling Green right now, it is mostly sunny with 64 degrees weather. Winds are variable at 3 miles per hour with a feel like of 64. Moving into our hourly planner, 3 o'clock it's looking like it'll be about 59 and sunny. 6 o'clock it'll be 60 degrees with mostly clear skies. 9 p.m. 53 and 12 o'clock 45. Again, emphasizing that clean, clear weather that's coming in. As we move into our satellite and radar, current conditions across the Commonwealth, nothing much interesting is going on really in the Commonwealth. It doesn't even look like much clouds are showing up. But as we move into our weather headlines, it looks like a pleasant Friday and Saturday, but a wet start to the upcoming week and fluctuating temperatures on the way for the upcoming forecast. Coming up, WKU reveals plans for new on-campus housing.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Residents living in Douglas, Keene, and Hugh Poland Halls found out Tuesday, February 17, 2026, that they could not choose to live in those halls for the fall academic semester. This comes after WKU unveiled the rendering for Elevate WKU on Friday morning on their Instagram account for a brand new multi-million-dollar, potentially new 60-year-old housing plan developed with constructions and real estate development company Gilbane. University officials replacing Douglas, Keene, and Hugh Poland Halls were selected as a starting point because the buildings are among the most dated housing facilities on campus. The Unitarian Universalist Church here in Bowling Green hosted a Moral Monday where participants sang songs and shared stories of recent political upheaval in the country. The event was presented by Southern Kentucky Indivisible, or SOKI for short. SOKI encompasses several surrounding counties, but the majority of their following is from here in Bowling Green. The wider movement Indivisible was formed during the first Trump administration and was reignited when Trump was reelected for a second term. The purpose of this event was to discuss recent events occurring in the country while also calling for political activism, specifically from the younger generation.
Well, it is true that our protests were mostly older people because, we're retired and we have the time to do that. But we did hear some complaints. Well, that's just a bunch of old people out there. Well, you know what? We need the young people out there too. We need somebody to take this baton and run with it. You guys have a heck of a lot more energy than we do. So we need the young people out there, and we need you in leadership. We don't just need you coming to the protest or coming to the socials. We need you in leadership, and you are totally invited to do that.
So, Emily, that housing stuff is crazy, and you covered that, am I correct?
Yes, I did cover it. I actually lived in Hugh, Poland whenever I was getting my first degree. I lived in there for a semester, so I am not sad to see Hugh, Poland go at all. I don't think many of us are sad to see Hugh, Poland or Douglas Keene Hall go. But Elevate doesn't have approval yet, as it needs to get passed in the Kentucky legislative period. Caboni says he does feel confident that WKU will get the approval to put that new housing up, and it does look like it's going to include LLCs. I know this past academic year, Normal and Regents Hall were both closed, so it's nice to see that coming back up again.
So you said they're going to include LLCs. I'm actually in the Media LLC, and I was supposed to be in Regents and Normal, but since they got closed down for construction, the Media LLC and lots of others were actually put in Meredith, which is where I currently live now. So I find that very fascinating that they're going to put LLCs there. But I hear that Regents and Normal, they're not going to be open for a while either, are they?
No, they will reopen in fall of 2027. It's better that they are going to get to reopen, unlike Hilltopper Hall, which abruptly had to close 2 years ago in February of 2024. And it's going to take an estimated $2.1 million to tear down Hilltopper Hall this summer.
Really? So the housing here is just whatever. Because I remember they also took one of the hotels near El Maz. I remember because me and my family actually stayed. We actually stayed in that hotel for orientation. And now it's a dorm. So I find that, very fascinating that they're taking out more whatevers.
Will it finally warm up outside? Evan will let us know next on News Channel 12.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School, college first round draft pick, on and off the field. We were taught to not show any signs of weakness. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. I thought that something was wrong with me. For 20 plus years was physical. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father, as a man, and as a husband. Put the importance on your mental health. I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. The first tool is therapy. The second one is positive self-talk. And then journaling, putting your thoughts on paper. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Western Weather Watch. Here's a recap of our weather headlines. Pleasant weather coming in on Friday into Saturday with a wet start to our upcoming week. It seems that there will be a temperature fluctuation though as we go from the early week into closer into the midweek. But let me give you the full story as we go through. Starting off, we have our graphics, pretty much just repeating our headlines from earlier who were just now joining us in. With pleasant weather on Friday and Saturday with a wet start to our upcoming week and fluctuating temperatures as we go into the early week and getting a little bit of a warm boost as we go into the middle of the week. Current temperatures across Bowling Green, it is partially cloudy with a temperature of 64, winds variable at 3 miles per hour, a feel like of 64 and a dew point of 34. As we move into our hourly planner, at 3 o'clock, it looks like it'll be sunny with 59 degrees. 6 o'clock, it'll be more clear skies with 60 degrees. 9 p.m., 53 with clear skies. And at midnight, it will be 45 with clear skies. As we move into our temperatures across the region, Paducah is currently at a nice balmy 68, with Greenville at 68. Bowling Green just slightly cooler, which is weird for those who are into Urban Heat Island. Springfield is 64 and Monticello 59. As we move on to London, it will be close to 58. Moving into our wind forecast, winds across the region. Paducah currently southerly winds at 7 miles per hour. Bowling Green also looking at southerly winds with a variable 3 miles per hour. But as you look at Monticello, the Springfield and London area, it's looking like calm conditions. But once again, southerly wind flows, which indicates nice, calm, slightly warm weather. As we move into our satellite and radar, current conditions, not much going on right now. It seems like there's not even really a cloud in the sky to report for the entire Commonwealth. But as we move into our future radar, current conditions at 8 p.m. on Friday, there's really not much to talk about. It looks like it'll be mainly clear skies. But moving into Saturday, when we get Saturday morning, there's the isolated cloud that could show up in the northern part of the Commonwealth, as well as some weather that looks like it's moving in by 1 p.m. On Saturday afternoon. Once we get out of the game, close to 6:30, clouds start rolling in, and it looks like we'll be covered up for the rest of the night with potential showers showing up overnight from Saturday into Sunday morning. As we move into our 7-day forecast, on Friday, it looks like it'll be nice and sunny with no chance of rain at 66. With Sunday having PM clouds with partially cloudy weather. Sunday it'll be looking cloudy with Monday having rainy yet cooler weather. Tuesday, there will be a few showers, mainly 10%, looking like it with a high of 58. There's where it looks like our cool down's coming in Monday, but warm up on Tuesday. Wednesday, it'll be 64 with warming showers, and the rain, unfortunately, looks like it'll be continuing, but with a high of 71 degrees, which is nice for those of us who are so sick of this cold weather. Moving into our basketball game day forecast, it will be WKU versus UTEP with a tip-off of 2 p.m. tomorrow. 67 degrees starting off at tip-off with a sunny weather. Going into halftime, it looks like it'll be 66 degrees, and our go home looks like it will be more along the lines of partially cloudy weather with, again, same temperatures. Coming up, reporter Allison Ball shares one Bowling Green staple to enjoy with the upcoming warmer weather.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking, now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed, better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead, catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Beyond the Desk, one of our newest segments here at News Channel 12, where we highlight the people, places, and experiences that shape the Bowling Green community. With March right around the corner and warmer weather approaching, like Evan said, we're going to take a look at a local spot perfect for getting outdoors. It's a Bowling Green staple, Lost River Cave. It's a 7-mile cave system located right here in Bowling Green on Nashville Road. We're having some trouble with the graphics, but it's okay. Everything's good. There's more than 72 acres of land for this cave system, and it was built around a natural cave formed by Kentucky's limestone landscape. Because this region sits on what's known as karst terrain, the area includes features like blue holes, sinking streams, and exposed limestone rock formations. There's the graphics. We got it. And it's all accessible within the city, so it can be a little getaway. Now here's what the park has to offer. So visitors can take guided boat tours along the underground river, offering a closer look at the cave's formations and history. Those tours tend to pick up as we move into the spring break and summer season. And above ground, the park offers trails through a wooded valley and a paved greenway that connects to the city's trail system. Perfect for a sunny day. The park even includes a seasonal butterfly habitat. I think that's awesome. I love butterflies. So great. Didn't know we could do that here in Bowling Green, but you can. And there's also trails, so if you want to go on a walk, that would be great. And it serves as an event venue as well. So the park regularly hosts weddings, receptions, and private events with both indoor and outdoor spaces. I think it's beautiful. I saw some pictures. I think it's kind of, I don't think a lot of people know that you can actually have events there. I know they used to have like a history club, not a history club, a club where, they would have drinks and all that type of stuff, but now they've kind of made it more to where people can have events. And then it's March, so we know what that means. It's St. Patrick's Day. If you're looking to celebrate St. Patrick's Day a little differently this year, Lost River Cave is going green. On March 14th, Lost River Cave St. Patrick's Day will celebrate with a twist with help from the Crawford Hydrology Laboratory. So the river inside the cave will be dyed emerald green, and that's one-of-a-kind boat tour experience. Plus, visitors can find a gold coin during their tour and can redeem it for half off for their first drink at Reservia Tasting Room and Bottle Shop. There's also a special education program where guests can learn the science behind the rivers and the colorful transformation. For younger visitors, you got a scavenger hunt, so your kids will be happy too. For more information about Lost River Cave, you can visit their website, www.lostrivercave.org. Thank you so much. So, Emily and Luke, have you all ever been to Lost River Cave? I know you said you have, right?
I have, actually. I went there during Master Plan. We kind of helped take out invasive species. I thought that we were going to be playing with animals. Turns out we were pulling weeds, but that's okay. I love nature. I'm a big nature enjoyer, so I love hiking. I've not been back to Lost River Cave, sadly. I need to, because like I said, I love hiking. But when we return, WKU lights the stage with a new show.
A lot of my friends told me that I wasn't going to be able to do it. You don't need to start out with a teenager because they've had all these things that they've gone through.
Could we give him the things he needed to be a successful adult?
What parent isn't worried about, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough?
That's my son.
My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before.
I had a rough time, but I saw that even though the way I was acting, they didn't push me away.
She says that we're her heroes, but she's also mine.
I've had 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
How you guys raised me is absolutely amazing. And I really, really appreciate that.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health?
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Studio 2. Now, Luke, I have a question that has been bothering me all show. When you think of the phrase perfect arrangement, what comes to your mind?
I think of a floral design or like, a nice little bouquet.
Well, WKU's theater department has a different definition for it.
Really?
From the setup of the living room to the newly painted kitchen, everything here seems perfect. Almost too perfect. WKU's Theater and Dance Department takes us back to the 50s for the most perfect arrangement.
In this play, Bob works at the State Department with his secretary, Norma, and they've been in charge of rooting out communists as part of the Red Scare. And as the show begins, we discover that they are now going to be asked to purge deviants from the government. Deviants meaning gay people. And the trick is that, well, Bob and Norma are both gay and married to each other's partners. So they have to navigate what that's going to mean for them.
I think the messaging of the whole thing, like just of the script, makes it really important to me. I'm a queer person. The show centers around queer people. And I think it's very important right now with what's going on in the world and like in our country specifically. Hate towards queer people has really been rampant in the last 4 years, last 10 years even. A lot of my friends are like worried about their right to get married. And so I just think a show like this happening right now when people are so afraid of what could happen next, it is nice to put into perspective of what it used to be like. And it's a good message for us to not go back there.
A lot of people can sometimes not fully understand what it's like to like kind of hide who you are and how difficult it can be to like pretend you're someone else entirely. I think this show is also something that brings a lot of like learning opportunities to the audience.
I think it asks us to think about what we owe to ourselves when it comes to living an authentic life, as well as what we owe to each other, because our choices don't just affect us, and that's something they really have to grapple with in this play.
If history is not learned, it's repeated, and it's really scary because a lot of that is happening right now, where things that we thought like, oh, we've made so many steps forward, it does feel like we're going backwards a little bit. And so I think shows like this are so important because, I mean, like I said, you need to learn about what it was like to, first of all, have a little hope of like, okay, well, it's not like that right now, but also to keep us from going back.
For News Channel 12, I'm Jonah Listerman.
The show runs from today, Friday, February 27th to Tuesday, March 3rd. You can get your tickets at wku.showware.com.
So Emily, you and me, we both have done theater in the past, so I think we understand what goes into a production this size, and it is so impressive that people are able to do this. I love watching plays. I haven't been to one in a while, sadly, but
you should go to one. You have a perfect opportunity to go to one.
You're right, I do. I should go to this.
Yeah, definitely.
Not much of a theater person, but I thought that was great. I mean, I think the storyline was amazing. I know Jonah had a lot of fun filming it, but overall, I know we had some issues with the show, technical difficulties. It's all good. Thank you all so much. You've worked hard. Evan, are you excited about this warm weather? I know I am. I just need a change of season. The cold is just, I'm done with it.
I know, I am so ready for this warm up as we go into the middle week, but it's hopefully going to be a little bit better. I just hate that we had that tiny cold spell pretty much going into Saturday and Sunday, but other than that, looks like it'll be great next week, minus all that rain. Good for Ducks though.
Right, we never know what it's going to do with Kentucky weather. It's all good.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in with us here at Studio 2.
And we will see you next week. Have a great day.